Alright people, so I'm here with another Eating Healthy with the Ruthless Ranter video. Somebody asked me to do some videos on how I make food and cook food or whatever the fuck. So this is one of my favorite foods to eat. Probably my favorite food is eggs. I love eggs. There's so many ways to make them, and I'm going to show you my favorite way to make them here. And as you might hear, we got some nice little music here, some Billy Joel in the background. Always nice to listen to some music when you're making food here, but I like to, first thing, turn on the heater, or whatever, the flame. I like to put it at medium heat there. It only takes about 2 or 3 minutes to heat up. And then I like to do 4 eggs normally. You know, if you're a little hungrier, maybe 5. Or it's all what you want. I mean, I like 4. That's just a good number. I like the larger eggs too. So, I mean, maybe if you're doing smaller, do more. But I like 4. It's a good number. And usually I crack eggs with 2 hands, but I could do it with 1 since I'm holding my phone here. But and I'm gonna make a sunny or over easy eggs or whatever the fuck, or over medium. I don't know what the fuck it's properly called, but you want to get the eggs where the yolk stays intact. Like I think that one I broke, but like usually when I'm doing it with 2 hands, it's easier. So we got our flame going here. Gonna let it go for a few more seconds, and then I'll put the butter in here. I like to use a little piece of butter here, not much. I see a lot of people that use a lot of butter, but I just use about that much. I mean, not that much. And I like to use a smaller pan too, and I will explain why in about a minute here or 2 when my eggs get cooked. So put the butter in, spread it around, make sure it covers the whole pan here. Maybe could have used a little more, but I don't think it's a big deal. There we go. I think that's good enough. Yeah, usually probably a little bit more would have been maybe a little bit better, but I think that looks pretty good. So then we're gonna put our eggs in here. There we go. So you see that one broke there, which kind of sucks, but that's alright. And we're gonna let them cook for, I don't know, until, you know, most of the non-yellow part develops and isn't all liquidy like it is now. But I just want to talk a little bit about eggs. You know, eggs are very healthy. They're very high in, you know, protein and other nutrients. And a lot of the foods we eat are very high in carbs. Carbs, you know, we get our energy from mainly fats, proteins, and, well, actually mainly fats and carbs. You know, that's where calories come from. Fats from calories, or calories from fats and calories from carbs. That's where we get most of our energy. Now, people think, oh, you know, protein, we get energy from protein. That's not true. You don't get calories. You know, the calories from protein are not really used for energy. Like when you're running or you're doing some physical activity, most of that energy is either coming from fats or carbs. And we eat a lot of carbs. You know, we eat a lot of carbs, way too many, probably. So in things like eggs, things like animal meat, you know, I love ground beef. Those are low in carbs and higher in healthy fats. You know, your alpha linoleic and linoleic omega fats. These are high in those. So that's why I like, you know, things that are high in healthy fats, not high in trans fats and shit like that, or carbs. And eggs also get a bad rap because they say they're high in cholesterol. Well, people don't realize that they've done studies on the, you know, people who consume high amounts of cholesterol, which is in eggs, and they've shown that, you know, people who eat eggs, and that, yes, it does have a high amount of cholesterol, but that does not really have an effect on your cholesterol, and they are indeed healthy for you. So just giving you a little 2 cents there on some nutrition, because I'm very into eating healthy nutrition. Going to school right now for health sciences, so I know a little bit about nutrition facts there. So, but yeah, like I said, I mean, you look at the food labels and you see carbs. I mean, we eat a ton of fucking carbs. You know, it's high in many breakfast foods. You know, cereals, breads, very high in carbs. But you know, eggs, things like this are not as high in carbs. So you want to, you know, kind of eat stuff like this that, you know, in the American diet, you're going to eat a lot of carbs, but I try to keep a little bit, you know, less than, I guess, what your average person would eat. So that's why I love eggs. Very, very healthy food here. And as you see, it's kind of getting a little bit, you know, the liquid part is getting, the white part is getting a little bit more developed here. As you see, the yellow yolk right there is all fucked up, but I mean, it's all good. So, and the reason why I wanted a small pan is because we're actually going to flip it so the, you know, the yolk will cook a little bit in the yellow or the white part will also cook a little more. So as you see here, we could you know, it's still a little liquidy, so we're going to let that cook for about another minute or two. Usually if you let the pan heat up, you know, before you're cooking for like I did it fairly quick. If you want to make this a little bit faster, let the pan heat up for a little bit longer before you put the eggs in, and the eggs will cook much quicker if you're in a rush here. And the thing I like about these kind of eggs is it's easy to cook. I mean, this is very freaking easy. You know, you crack 4 eggs into a bowl, heat up a pan, put butter in it, put it into the pan, and just sit here. You could sit down. You don't have to watch it really, and it cooks, and it's easy, it's yummy, it's pretty quick, it's healthy. So I mean, and like I said, there's so many ways to eat eggs. I mean, hard boiled, scrambled, and many more, poached. I mean, you could you know, there's almost endless possibilities with eggs. So but yeah, the way I like to, you know, I used to like cut them individually, you know, into 4 separate pieces and then flip them. But I like to really, it's easier for me, especially with the smaller pan, if you have a small pan, to just flip them. And sometimes you fuck it up. It might take a little while to get used to it. And you don't want to do it too early when it's too liquidy, because if you flip it when it's too liquidy, all the liquid's going to go everywhere. And it's going to be a big, it sometimes is a mess anyway, but I mean, you really want to let it, you know, materialize here like we're doing here. So, I think it might be ready. We're probably going to flip it. Hopefully I don't fuck up, but here we go. Oh, pretty good. Pretty good. As you see there. But yeah, there's your flip there, and it usually doesn't have to be perfect, but you see there, little, I guess you could say brown there, but that's okay. It still tastes fine to me. So then you're going to let it cook on the other side for, I don't know, another minute or two, and then it'll be ready. And I don't like to put any. I got my salt, got my Himalayan sea salt right there, which is natural salt, high in many minerals like iodine. It's much better than regular salt, which has emulsifiers and you know, additives in it. I believe they're called emulsifiers and other shit in them, which I would not prefer. And then we got our pepper there. So I love, you know, you got to season your eggs probably if you want them to taste better. But and I just got these automatic salt and pepper shakers. They're very, very good. I love them. So and I like to put the salt and pepper on after. I think it just the flavor is more there if you put it on after as opposed to before you cook it. So, and I see people put milk or water into their eggs before they make them. I don't even know if that makes a fucking difference at all. People say they make them fluffier. I don't know, you know, I don't do that. I don't find it necessary at all, but I'm sure this should be done cooking. Maybe if you want, flip it over. I usually don't, but I guess you could flip it back over to see if it's cooked, and it looks pretty good, so I guess you could keep flipping it there. It looks good there, so we're going to put it out there on our plate, and turn the heater off. Don't want to fucking burn down the house. And then, like I said, I love this automatic pepper shaker there. Put some pepper on, and some salt. There we go. And I mean, there you go, people. There's a nice little meal there. Cheap too, you know. People like to say, "Oh, eating healthy is so expensive." No, that fucking 18. I buy eggs in 18. Sometimes I buy them in 30. 30 eggs at a time. It's like for a 12 thing of eggs, it's like $2. For an 18, it's like $2.50. I mean, eggs are so freaking cheap. So, and yeah, people complain, "Oh, eating healthy, it's too expensive. When actually, if you went to McDonald's, if I went to McDonald's and bought a hamburger, that would be more expensive than this. So don't stop it with that bullshit, alright? So this is a very healthy, nutritious, yummy, easy to make, cheap meal. I mean, there's so many benefits to this, and like I said, this is one of my favorite things to have. Probably the thing I eat the most, and I really love it. So, you know, if you have any other requests for eating healthy videos or any other videos on any other topics, leave them below, or, you know, on any one of my videos, and I'll be more than happy to do it. So I'll probably do more of these videos in the future, talking about how I eat healthy, profiling the healthy meals I eat. So and I'm not perfect. I'm not standing up here on some high horse saying, oh, you know, everything I eat is healthy. No, I mean, I eat some shit. I mean, I'm not going to deny that, but I think I eat healthier than the average person. I have definitely a healthy weight, and just like to kind of try to, I guess, teach people or show people how I eat healthy, so hopefully more people will start doing it who watch these videos. So, but there you go, people. There's some, I guess you would call them over easy, over medium, whatever. I don't know, fuck, sunny side up, whatever you want to call them. That's how I make whatever you want to call this fucking thing of eggs. So there you go, people.